from their successes of last season, be it domestically for CEZ Nymburk or both domestically and on the continental stage for Nanterre. One or two key players have remained for both, but for the most part, there's been a lot of constructing to do of the rosters. Pascal Donadieu of Nanterre there, well, he's the one constant for them. He's the main reason for all of their recent success. He's spent his entire coaching career at the club. He's brought them up from the second division in 2011 and the third division before that, before winning 5 major trophies in the last 5 seasons. The final words of the two head coaches we just heard from Ronan Ginsborg there, in charge of CEZ Nymburk, as was the case in the inaugural edition of this competition last season. And he gets the chance to try and bounce back to that disappointing playoff qualifier defeat. Can they keep that 100% record in this competition on home court going? It should be a stern test indeed from the French Cup winners and the Europe Cup winners Nanterre. You can hear the fans getting behind CEZ Nymburk, one of the reasons they are so strong in this arena. Here we go then. The reigning Czech champions against the reigning Europe Cup champions, and the Czech Cup winners against the French Cup winners. It is CEZ Nymburk against Nanterre, live on game day 1 of the second edition of the Basketball Champions League. Petter Bender for CEZ Nymburk, the 35-year-old centre, will contest the opening tip. A key player for them in this competition last season, averaged around 10 points, 5 rebounds a game. And we're going to have a quick stoppage. A foul called on Nanterre. So CEZ Nymburk with the first possession of the ball game. They look to move it around towards this side, and here is Bender just passing it off in the high post, and Eugene Lawrence got fouled. It was a fault on the opening tip rather than a foul, so that's their first foul of the quarter, and it goes on the number 11, Nick Moore. Lawrence clings onto the ball, fires it in towards the edge of the paint. Bender couldn't grab the handle on it initially. Shot clock's down to 5 here. 3-point attempt won't go down. They'll grab the offensive rebound though with Peterka. A fresh 14 on the shot clock. Lawrence takes on the 3. So 2 misses from the outside to start for Nymburk. First possession in the Basketball Champions League proper for Nanterre here. Tournament debutants have got through the qualifying round. Across to the far side it goes. They take on the corner 3. They won't go for Lahu Kurate. Quickly down the other end of the floor, the baseline drive, kick to the far corner. They'll just take their time here with 12 now remaining on the shot clock. Out it goes to Bender. Bender inside the arc, far side, long 2, way over the hoop, grabbed underneath. Didn't hit the rim, so the shot clock continues to tick. Eugene Lawrence knocks it down. First score of the season for CEZ Nymburk. He was their key man last season, averaged 11 points, 4.5 assists, which was a team high, 3 rebounds as well. And that's the first score for Nanterre, which will settle them down in this competition. Alad Aminou. And there's the steal as well for Konate, who goes coast to coast to dunk it home. 4 quickfire points for the French Cup winners. Lawrence will take his time and use his experience, the 31-year-old American. Quincy Diggs back in towards the low post. It goes via Peterka, and he's there to provide the finish. So we've had a few lead changes already in the early exchanges of this one. Screen set on the perimeter, it leaves a path to attack into the paint. And they turned it over in the end. It was the wrong decision really from Jamal Schuler, who maybe could have attacked the rim himself. Schuler, one Nanterre player who does have really good experience in this competition, going all the way to the semi-finals and then finishing third with Monaco last season. Averaged 12 points per game in their campaign. Nymburk trying to extend their early lead, and they will have a chance to do so from the foul line. It's Quincy Diggs who will get a chance to score his first points in this competition. Positive drive from the 27-year-old American. He was MVP of the Austrian League a couple of seasons ago and then averaged double figures in the German Bundesliga last season. Wide of the mark with that first one. And with both of them, so he will have to wait for his first points in this competition. Nick Moore quickly down the other end of the floor. Invernizzi takes on the three and gets nothing but net. Ugo Invernizzi. There goes Lawrence again, hanging and playing the pass across to Bender, who misses the shot. Schuler into the paint. Lovely pass high above the rim to Aminu, who puts it in with the contact. Look at this from Schuler. And Aminu at 6'11", 210 centimetres, able to hang high above the defence. And he completes the three-point play as well. A man who averaged 14 points, 5.5 boards and 2 steals per game in the qualifying round to help get Nanterre here to the regular season. Can they close this gap, Nymburk? No, they can't. Rebound grabbed by Konate. Full of energy as he looks to go all the way again. Back out to the perimeter. Moore will take his time now. And he'll take on the three. Maybe not the best shot selection. Here's Bohacic across to the far side, and Nymburk turn it over. So initially it looked like a positive start for the home team, but they've scored just 5 points in the first 4 minutes. And Nanterre have taken to the Basketball Champions League like a duck to water. Schuler can't extend their lead, but he can reel down his own rebounds. Invernizzi, who's hit a three already. Konate, who's driven the length of the floor already. Bounce pass, handled well by Aminu. And they can't hit towards the end of the shot clock. Wide open three for Nymburk at the other end, and Martin Peterka makes it count. And that's what they needed to lift them, Nymburk. Nick Moore. Cross towards Invernizzi. He'll step back for another outside shot. Ugo with a hot hand early on. 2 quick-fire threes for Nanterre from Ugo Invernizzi. They lead by 5 again. Here's Bender with the long two. Can't get it to go off the rim or off the glass. Midway point of the first. Nick Moore, then hung high in towards the low post, back out, Konate in towards the foul line, tipped away and out of bounds off Bender, although he thinks it was off the fingertips of Moore. It looks like it's going to be Nanterre ball still. Konate driving in, kicking it out with a no-look pass, and there was the tip off the number 4, Petter Bender. Bender, who started 0 of 3 from the field in his opening 5 and a bit minutes. Shula in Vernitzi, he hangs one up, and Alad Aminu rises to thunder it home. What a start to life in the Basketball Champions League for Nanterre. They lead by 7. Lawrence trying to put the moves on the defense and draws the contact. Well, they really do have a spring in their step, Nanterre, and nobody more than Alad Aminu. Invernizzi with the find. Aminu put the exclamation mark on the alley-oop pass. Shafarczyk, then the handoff to Shula. Shula up against Bender, gets it back. He'll fire the deep 3 and hits it as well. Jamal Shula, Nanterre on fire in the first. They're 3rd from downtown. It extends the lead, and it will force CEZ Nymburk to call timeout. Well, Nanterre found their range very early in the Basketball Champions League regular season. It was a decent looking start initially for CEZ Nymburk, the Czech champions, but Nanterre, via their outside shooting and their inside presence, have turned it around big time. They're 4 of 6 inside, 3 of 5 from downtown, including the one from Jamal Shula, which forced that last time out. Their lead has grown to double figures already. Pamperla, there's the handoff and the drive through the gap. The finger roll will fall for Jaromir Bohacic. I do beg your pardon, that's Kruban with the finish. Here's Invernizzi. Momentarily seemed to lose the handle on the ball, but keeps it alive. Shot clock down to the final few seconds, though. Lovely footwork from Konate, dizzying the defense in the paint. Ruban involved again on the far side, this time looking to attack, twisting and turning and firing, but missing was Kendrick Ray. Rebound grabbed by Invernizzi. Shafarczyk to Invernizzi. Off to Shula, who's hit a 3 already. Aminu moving inside, receives it now and turns against the challenge of Lawrence. And the foul is called, but he looks very good early on, does Alad Aminu. Confronted by the double team, who are forced to foul. It's on Lawrence. Aminu, by the way, is 3 of 4 from the field so far, and he's already grabbed 3 rebounds. Konate. Reeled in again by Aminu. It looked like it was going to be too high for him. Konate back. Invernizzi, no-look pass in towards the low post. Aminu going to work again. Misses at the end of the shot clock, though. Nymburk looking to push the ball quickly down the floor. Pumperla held up on the edge of the arc there, and they have it with Kendrick Ray. Barach will take on the three and hits it. And maybe that will get Nymburk going. Shafarczyk. Comfortable and confident bringing the ball over centre court. Konate. Schuler. Screen being set by Invernizzi, almost on the perimeter. He moves away. Schuler's directing traffic, looking to go one-on-one down the centre. Had the ball knocked away, and it was right at the end of the shot clock anyway. Didn't really have the time to work with. Nymburk hitting that three and then forcing a turnover. Can they find their feet again here in the first? A free passage towards the edge of the paint, but it won't go for Tomasz Vioral. Schuler. Konate calling for it on the far side. Invernizzi who receives it. Now Shafarczyk. Schuler again. Again, Aminu gets to it somehow. Can't grab the ball at the second attempt though. And Pumperla brings it away at pace as well. There's the fake from Barach, who misses off the backboard and blows a good opportunity. Invernizzi. Konate. Inevitably it goes inside to Alad Aminu, who scores again. His fourth field goal here in the first. He's going to take a seat on the bench and get a well-earned rest, but he has been dominant early on. Kendrick Ray. Across to the far side via Vioral. Here's Ruban. On to Vioral again. Barach, wide open, look for three, makes it count. Pat away to Invernizzi, across to Shafarczyk. Screen being set on the edge of the perimeter. Across it comes to the near side. Back to Taran Petaway. Inside it goes again. Great use of the ball, moving it inside and then out, and a foul on the three-point shot attempt by Ugo Invernizzi. So this will be 3 foul shots for Nanterre. As we get the score sorted out for you towards the bottom of your picture, Nymburk have made a bit of a comeback. They've reduced a 10-point deficit down to 6. Although Ugo Invernizzi at the line will extend that here up to 7, and with 2 more foul shots to come. Misses the second. Manu had 8.5 points per game over the 2-legged qualifying fixture. He was part of the team that won the Europe Cup with Nanterre last season. Averaged around 8 points in that campaign as well. He was over 50% from downtown, as well as 59% inside in last season's Europe Cup. A very accomplished shooter. He goes to the bench and he's replaced by Eric Murphy, having just extended Nanterre's lead to 8 points, 24-16. 3-point shot for Nymburk, offensive rebound. Ruban will take his time. And they have an extra 10 seconds now to try and create a good look. Ruban stuck to tightly by Konate, who's called for the foul. We are having 1 or 2 problems with the score graphic at the bottom of your picture, so just to keep you updated, it's CEZ Nymburk 16, Nanterre 24. And we're into the final seconds of the first quarter. Only 9 left to shoot. Kendrick Ray. Quarter clock down to 5 seconds. Ray twisting and turning and adjusting the shot, but missing. And Petaway will throw it the full length of the floor and almost got it to fall. I don't know whether it would have counted or not, but what a first quarter it was nonetheless for Nanterre, who quickly raced away into a double-figure lead, but finished the first quarter leading by 8. CEZ Nymburk 16, Nanterre 24. Well, Paterka part of a good start to the game initially in the opening couple of minutes for CEZ Nymburk, but they quickly faded. Invernizzi, one of the key players for Nanterre, 2 of 2 from downtown, 2 of 3 from the stripe as well for 8 points in the first. And you see Alad Aminu rising from Invernizzi's pass that time. He leads the way of all scorers in the game with 9 points, 4 of 7 from the floor, 4 rebounds as well for the number 4. But it's Barat who's hit 2 from downtown off the bench for CEZ Nymburk to get them back into this ball game. So we get ready to start the second quarter with Nanterre up by 8, 24-16 on their regular season debut. And do remember that CEZ Nymburk have a 100% record on this court in this competition. 8-0, they finished on home floor last season. Nanterre have come into the Basketball Champions League without fear and full of confidence. Can they keep it flowing in the second? Heiko Shafarczyk finding Konate. Shafarczyk again. And a foul called as Barrett's tried to stick with him as he looked to penetrate the paint. Nanterre were 9 of 15 from the field, 60% shooting in the first quarter, including 3 of 5 from downtown. Here's Petaway, who didn't play a great deal of the first, but is one of their key players, and it goes now to Passev Dukte, turning, unable to hit. Here comes CEZ Nymburk via Pumperla. Pruban. Kendrick Ray. Ray just driving through a horde of green jerseys, able to grab the loose ball. They still have time to create a shot, but it was put up and missed by Barat in the corner, who did previously have a hot hand from outside. He did his first 2 3-point attempts of the game, missed that one, and it ended up with the foul from Viorel. So no score yet in the second. Ray goes to the bench. Averaged over 21 points per game in his senior college year in Georgia last season, his rookie professional season. And on in his place, a fellow American, Quincy Diggs. Barat's leading scorer so far for Nymburk with 6 points, those 2 threes. Looking all the way there was Petaway. Viorel. Fouled from behind and he puts it in. It was Shafarczyk with the reach in. And Viorel was able to finish and now has a chance to add 1 from the stripe. So Nymburk with a chance to halve what has been a double-digit deficit. couple of early fouls on them in the second quarter. That was the first on Nanterre. It is a 5-point ball game. More to Petaway. Murphy perched on the perimeter, misses the three. Here comes Diggs down the floor. Lost it off his foot. No harm done for Nymburk. They recover the loose ball. Really aggressive play, driving through a gap there from Quincy Diggs and drawing further contact. So a couple of fouls on Nanterre as well now here in the second. Nymburk trying to take advantage of a Nanterre team that doesn't have the leading scorer in the game, Alad Aminou, on the floor. Although that might change very quickly. Aminou indeed is back in business. Missed free throws for Nymburk perhaps will hurt them in this one as well. I made that 1 of 5 from the stripe for them. Petaway, Shula. Nanterre's big hitters back in the ball game. Shula passes out across towards Moore, who couldn't judge the pass. And the trap on the far side of the floor paid dividends for Nymburk. The Czech champions sensing their moment to pounce here in the early exchanges of the second quarter. Diggs fakes the three, drives inside. Pass was difficult to handle for Barac. Bounce pass, Aminou back in the game and back with a bang. Double figures already for him, 11 points. Nanterre with their first score of the quarter. It took nearly 2.5 minutes. Rebound grabbed, but the shot missed by Barac. Aminou, mid-range jumper was open, he didn't take it. Shula. Aminou, this time he does take it but misses. Viora with the rebound. Waiting for the cavalry to arrive in the form of Pomperla, who puts it in with the foul. Pomperla arriving on the offensive end late and arrived at pace as well. The contact from Aminou gives him a chance to add one when we return.
We are switching over there. Let's go now. Yes, let's go now.
Well, Barac is one Nymburk player who has been able to shoot the ball, but they haven't really struggled from the field and from the foul line. Aminou certainly hasn't. 11 points already for him, 5 of 9 from the floor. But Nymburk as a team have shot just 32% from the field and only 1 of 5 from the line, so they needed this one from Pomperla. And now he'll try and stop the rot from the stripe and complete that three-point play, the Nymburk captain. And he does, just their second free throw completion, 2 of 6 now. Nick Moore. Jamal Shula across to the far side again. Aminou comes out to set a screen and Taran Petaway lost it on the dribble and turned it over. Vioral to Hruban. Vioral again to the far side to Eugene Lawrence. Barac coming across. Lawrence looks to drive in from the far side, kicks it out. Open three off the front rim. Rebound grabbed by Hruban. They pass out to the double team. Barac a good look again. Hit his first 2 shots, but he's cooled down now. He'll look to drive inside this time. Got contact and flipped it up and in. Warming up very quickly again. Aminu's going to go back to the bench, and Nymburk here have come back to potentially within just a single point, having trailed by 10. If Boris Barac can make the most of this foul shot. And Nanterre, you can see as well, have picked up 4 fouls in less than 4 minutes of this second quarter. So for the next 6 minutes and change, any foul from their defence will send Nymburk straight to the foul line, whether it's a shooting foul or not. Petaway moving it on. And there's the turnover. And here come Nymburk again with Eugene Lawrence, a chance to take the lead here. And there was a foul called on Taran Petaway. So it is going to be 2 free throws and a chance for Nymburk to take the lead. They started this quarter down by 8. And they're level after about 4 minutes of the second. And Lawrence gives them the lead as well from 10 down. They lead 11-2 now here in the second quarter. Just 2 points for Nanterre in over 4 minutes. Petaway trying to change that. Off the hop, it won't go. And having been on fire in the first, they're now throwing up blanks in the second. Petaway calling for it near side. It's not going to come his way, not just yet anyway. Schuler, bounce pass in towards the lane. Off the mark for Passev Dukte. Petaway does take on the 3, eventually misses that one as well. And it's still going to be Nanterre ball. Petaway, having missed a couple of shots in quick succession, will go to the bench. Schuler to inbound for Nanterre. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. It was tipped out of bounds by Nymburk, and it goes to Passev Dukte. And a foul called on Barac, who rather confusingly is wearing the number 21 on his back, but the number 24 on his front. I have him down as being number 24 for them. Boris Barac, who's the younger brother of the Croatian international centre Stanko Barac. He goes to the bench now. Moore, it's going to be a 2. Doesn't go down. Passev Dukte unable to grab it. And here comes Vioral. 3-point shot, far side, off the front rim. Rebound grabbed by Invernizzi. Moore. Can Nanterre get it going again? Jamal Schuler inside. Passev Dukte turning and getting fouled as he tried to flip it up with the left hand, so he will go to the line for 2. And now you can see into the game for the first time a man who's got the number 21 on his front and his back. Hunter Mikkelsen. Johan Passev Dukte, the 32-year-old French centre, has 2 foul shots to come. Well, they can't buy a point right now. Just 2 in 5 minutes and 10 seconds over the second quarter before that free throw from him that ties us up at 27. Nymburk on 4 fouls as well now, so any foul on either defense will send the opposition to the foul line for the next 4.5 minutes. And straight away we have one there. It's going to be perhaps a stop-start finish to the first half. Two teams who are neck and neck so far. Nanterre dominant in the first, Nymburk equally as dominant so far in the second. Fiorel, the 25-year-old Czech, able to get the Czech champions back ahead, making no mistake with his foul shots. Back to the bench goes Hunter Mikkelsen. Back in comes Petter Bender, who at 35 can't play really long minutes anymore. But he's a big presence when he's on the field. Hasn't started well in this game. Schuler across to the far side and a foul called on Fiorel. So that's 5 on both teams now. And still 4 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the second quarter. It's going to be Lau Kunate who goes to the line this time. And we're level again, 29 now. And we've had that series of runs for both teams, and now it looks to be a case of point by point either way. Will it continue to remain this tight? Eugene Lawrence bursting into the paint, confronted by 2 or 3 defenders. Offensive rebound for Nymburk. Kendrick Ray pulls up for the long 2 and drains it. Showing what he can do. Nick Moore clinging onto it, then moving it in towards the edge of the paint. The defense putting up a ceiling above Murphy though, back out. Here's Kunate. Dribbled off the foot of Fruban. Great interior defense there, no way out for Eric Murphy. Fruban getting a fingertip to that as well. Nymburk battling here in the second. Still Nanterre ball though with Schuler. Shot clock down to the final 6 seconds. Schuler, and it goes towards Murphy. Little head fake, turns towards the baseline and puts it in right at the end of the shot clock. And then the pass, too fast from Eugene Lawrence, and Bender wasn't ready for it. Nick Moore bringing the ball over centre court for Nanterre, who will try and take the lead again. Schuler. Murphy moving into the centre. Schuler knocked off balance though, forced into the turnover. Here comes Kendrick Ray all the way down the floor but misses the layup. Now we're going to have a whistle because Eric Murphy is still down hurt. I talked at the start of the game about how close the seasons finished for these two respective clubs. In the last campaign, Nymburk going out of this competition by a single point. Nanterre winning the Europe Cup by just 3 points. Well, it's a close start to the new campaign for these two. Inseparable over the first 17 minutes. Nymburk 31, Nanterre 31. And Kendrick Ray unable to give Nymburk a lead with that layup.
Hey.
reverse, donne la balle à Eric. Et après, Eric, I need for you open shoot or end off with Nick. Ok, et après on joue pick and roll. Hein? On fait bien à ça.
We are switching now. We are switching now. Okay, pick and roll. Okay, right. Not the first one with me. Not the first one.
We'll look at some of the action from this second quarter so far. That one forced up and in by Aminu, but as he leads all scorers in the game with 11 points in 11 minutes, 5 of 9 from the floor. He's had a period on the bench now, and Nymburk have been trying to use that to their advantage. Pumperla's fake pass and drive in before laying it up and completing a three-point play. And that the play that really sparked Nymburk back into life. And Kendrick Ray has been able to knock down his first field goal in professional basketball, having missed his first 6 attempts in this game. The man who was a big scorer in his senior college campaign. Final 3 minutes of the first half. Murphy is okay after that injury scare. Jamal Schuler. Konate. Here is Murphy now, edge of the paint. Fizzes it in. Won't go for Invernizzi, who was a protagonist in the first quarter. He's been missing in the second. 3-point shot for Nymburk will rim out. They'll grab it anyway with Ray. Ray with the pass in towards the low post. Will it fall? Yes, it will for Martin Krish. And what a way to announce yourself. Krish, who's only been in the game for a couple of minutes. Sheer willpower and determination getting that one to fall. Another 3-point play opportunity. One that he misses. Nymburk lead by 2, 33-31. Schuler. And a foul called on Krish as the ball went in towards Ugo Invernizzi. Invernizzi at the line for the second time this evening. And looking to tie us up again with 2 minutes and change remaining in the first half. He's 4 of 5 from the stripe. And indeed we are level. Invernizzi is up to 9 points in the game. I do believe that's his first score in the second quarter as well. After 8 points in the first. In fact, he's up to 10. So double figures for 2 Nanterre players. Eugene Lawrence prodding and probing and looking to penetrate as well. Got contact, but he can't put it in to continue that series of 3-point play opportunities for Nymburk, but they do have a chance to get the 2 points from the line. Just enough disruption on the shot at the end of it from Murphy. And he will make Lawrence earn them from the stripe. Eugene Lawrence, who is an American born in Brooklyn, although he's won Czech League and Cup doubles with the club both last season and back in 2012. Nymburk by 2, 2 minutes of the second to play. Konate. Schuler across court. Shafarczyk for 3, got it. Nanterre have the lead again. Shafarczyk with his first score of the ball game. Ray for three to answer back, and does so. Kendrick Ray, who was just 1 of 8 from the field before that one. As great scorers are so often told, just keep shooting, keep trying to feel confident. Here come Nymburk again, across to the far side it goes. Final minute and a few seconds remaining of the half, and there's a stoppage. And it's still going to be Nymburk ball. There goes Petter Bender again. Who's going to have the edge in this one, heading into the interval? Lawrence. Ruban, shot disrupted. Picked up underneath the basket though. Ruban trying to get first to it. Moved onto this near side. Down the baseline goes Ray, batted away again. Invernizzi, final minute of the quarter, and they're going to get called, I think, for a foul here in Nymburk. And not only that, it looks like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. Kendrick Ray, certainly a young man who can grow into a star scorer in Europe, but it's not quite happened for him just yet in his first appearance in this competition. It's not been for a lack of trying. And he's now 2 of 10 from the field. It's a foul, though, that sent Heiko Shefartzik to the line to tie us up again. I do beg your pardon, it wasn't an unsportsmanlike, as I initially thought. So Nymburk possession. And there's a foul there against Shefartzik. Or was it Eric Murphy? Let's see. It was Murphy, just behind Shefartzik, I beg your pardon. Pushing Barach to the deck. This arena definitely quiet as Boris Barach misses that one. Gets the second. They're 10 of 16 from the strike now. Nanterre 10 of 12. And in a game that's this tight, that could prove to be the difference when it's all said and done. Still a long way to go in this one, though. Shefartzik. Invernizzi fading away, way off the mark with the three-pointer. Diggs. There's about a 6-second differential between shot and game clock at the end of the first half on game day 1 of the Basketball Champions League. So holding it for as long as possible here is Eugene Lawrence. Nymburk have the edge by just a single point. Lawrence takes on the 3, falls short. Is there going to be time to respond here? Shefartzik able to grab the ball. Still 5 seconds. They'll drive in, kick it to the corner. Schuler for 3. Got it. Almost at the buzzer at the end of the first half. So Nanterre have the edge in their regular season debut at the end of 2 quarters. And Jamal Schuler, who was a star for Monaco in this competition last season, delivers the final blow of the first half. Two in double figures for Nanterre already, led by the 11 points of Alad Aminu. They've had 10 as well from Ugo Invernizzi. And Schuler with a couple from the outside, including that very important one right at the death in the second quarter. So at the end of the first half, it's CEZ Nymburk 39, Nanterre 41. In terms of top scoring for Nymburk, 10 points for Boris Barach, who's 3 of 9 from the field. They've had 9 points from Eugene Lawrence. And they trail by just a single point. They have been down by as many as 10 points in the first quarter. CEZ Nymburk quickly fought back to take a lead, although Nanterre able in the final seconds of the second quarter to give themselves an edge, albeit a very slender one, heading into the second half. Do join us for that in around 10 minutes time. At the break, it's CEZ Nymburk 39, Nanterre 41. Welcome back to Nymburk in the Czech Republic. And what a challenge CEZ Nymburk face in keeping their 100% home court record alive in this competition, stretching all the way back to the start of last season. And it's Nanterre, the regular season debutants in this competition, who have the edge, albeit only just as we get ready to start the second half. 41-39, the Europe Cup winners lead. And they have had a lead as big as 10 points, although that was quickly closed at the start of the second quarter by CEZ Nymburk. And it was a wonderful first quarter performance for Nanterre that was sparked by Aminou, who had 9 points very early on, only added 2 in the second quarter. They have finished the half with 2 players in double digits, Invernizzi with 10. As far as Nymburk are concerned, 10 points for the number 24 Barach, including 2 3-pointers, which were pivotal in helping them overturn that initial 10-point deficit. And they've had 9 from Eugene Lawrence. Looking at the team stats from that first half, Nanterre shooting a much better percentage from the field and from the foul line, but still only find themselves up by a couple of points. And that's because Nymburk have been able to take on a number of extra shots in the game. In fact, 7 extra shots from the field. That's because they've out-rebounded Nanterre 10-5 on the offensive glass. And they also have just 3 turnovers compared to Nanterre's 6. Final chance for the 2 respective head coaches to get their final words across to the players ahead of this all-important third quarter. We talked about the big presence of Falad Aminou inside for Nanterre, still the leading scorer in the game, but it's when he's been off the floor that Nymburk have really been able to take advantage, and that is a point that's highlighted by the bench scoring. The CEZ Nymburk bench outscoring Nanterre's 27-8 so far. Will Nanterre have enough strength in depth to cope with the Czech champions down the stretch? Will their big players, the likes of Aminou and Schuler and Invernizzi, have to go the distance? Start of the second half, Nymburk 39, Nanterre 41. Nymburk looking to take the lead straight away, right off the bat at the start of the third quarter. 3-point shot for Quincy Diggs. Diggs, who'd missed his first 2 shots in the game, finally hits his first in the Basketball Champions League. Shifarczyk. They put it down as a 2, so we're level at 41. Right at the end of the shot clock here, they have to take on a shot. No time for the pass. Schuler, did he get it away in time? Aminou the rebound, he did get it away in time. So the shot clock reset to 14. Schuler in the corner. Aminou looking to battle away inside again against 2, misses the shot. And Invernizzi unable to grab the rebound. Quick release down the floor to Diggs, who's just hit 1. Although he pauses and takes his time this time. And he'll drive inside towards the baseline. That's wild from close range. Heiko Shifarczyk, the 33-year-old German. Across to Invernizzi. Konate to Invernizzi again. Aminou. Shot clock down to 5 again here. Aminou with a handoff on the perimeter and a foul. And a foul on the offense. So Nanterre turn it over. It's not gone to plan for them so far in the opening minute and a half of this third quarter. Twice ran down to the end of the shot clock. And that time committing the offensive foul. Lawrence exchanging passes with Diggs, and Lawrence finds a hole in the defence, back out Pumperla, and then the three-point shot off the front rim from Barac. Still going to be Nymburk ball. Boris Barac is blown hot and cold in this game. He hit his first 2 from downtown, but he's 3 of 10 from the field now after that latest miss. Pumperla finding Barac. Barac to Lawrence, and Barac will look to set a screen. They've tried to sort out that number on his back. Barac takes on the 3, misses that one as well. Offensive rebound grabbed by Diggs, who throws a pump fake, gets it back inside, gets contact, but can't quite put it in. He'll go to the line for 2, but a busy start to the third for Quincy Diggs. Foul on Lau Kunate. Diggs misses the first. Missed free throws were a problem for Nymburk in the first half. They're now 10 of 17 in the game, shooting below 60%. Gets the second one, no problem. And Nymburk nudged themselves ahead here, 2 minutes into the second half. Shefartzik. Imbanitsi to Kunate. Shefartzik, the pick and roll, and the free passage to the basket for Passev Dukte. Quick release down the floor at the other end as well. That was Nanterre's first score of the half, coming over 2 minutes into it. Shefartzik, they've got a chance to try and build some momentum now here. The French Cup winners. Across to the far side it goes to Schuler, who's hit a couple of threes in the game already. Passev Dukte inside, looking to bully his way towards the basket, and he does. Barac not given a chance. Back-to-back baskets for Passev Dukte. Lawrence, left-hand dribble drive, hangs but can't hit. So Nanterre by 3 with possession, 3 minutes into the third. Shefartzik spins into the paint. Passev Dukte hands it back to him, or at least it looked like he was going to, and then he dances in. Dizzied the defense. Tricked the commentator and was able to stretch the lead. Lovely faked handoff between he and Shefartzik. And what a series of scoring for Passev Dukte, who now has 6 points in just a few minutes of this third quarter.
Maybe the other side we can roll, it's pick and pop, and we can attack. Okay? Come to a good situation, we need to play better on defense. Alright? We double team rack.
Prends-le au large.
Je vais sur le gars à gauche.
Pourquoi ça met zone. Toi, sur le temps du pick and roll, viens là. Et Hugo, après le pick and roll.
Promising start to the quarter for Quincy Diggs. Nymburk able to get themselves into a slight lead, but taking charge over the last minute or so has been Joanne Passev Dukte. Only scored 1 point in the whole of the first half. He's got 6 in the opening 3 and a bit minutes of the third quarter. Nanterre have the lead off the back of the timeout by 5 points. Knocked away as well. It's Passev Dukte again, looking to run like a freight train down the floor to put it in and continue a fantastic scoring spurt. And he'll have a chance to add the extra 1 from the stripe. The big man coming up with the cat-like steal as well. Full of energy down the floor and finding a finish too. A chance to make it 9 points for him in the opening 3 minutes and 20 seconds of the third, and he takes it. And Nanterre have stretched their lead up to 8 points. It was the same margin at the end of the first quarter. Looking for another steal there was Kunate. Diggs unsettled by the defense, but was able to force the foul. He's not so sure. You can see that the man of the moment, Johan Passave-Dukte, is not happy with the call. It's a call that sends Diggs to the line where he split a pair not too long ago. And now we'll hope to split this one after missing the first. And he does, so we've got a 7-point game. Shafarczyk to Konate. Konate. And then Schuler in towards the outside. Shafarczyk hits the three, and Nanterre lead by double figures again. Lawrence. Diggs. Diggs getting the defense up in the air. Pumperla, crossover onto the left hand, spins back onto the right, can't quite find Bender, who grabs the ball at the second attempt, misses the shot. And Shafarczyk comes up with the loose ball. Approaching the midway point of the third quarter. And what a quarter it's been so far for Nanterre. Can they make it largest lead of the game? Schuler getting fouled by Wojtek Hruban. Non-shooting foul, so Nanterre possession with 14 seconds to shoot. Across it goes to the far side. Here's Petaway, could have taken on the three. Shafarczyk, now it's down to 5 the shot clock. Here's Petaway, he'll take on the deep three this time off the mark. And the rebound pulled down by Kendrick Ray. Here he goes, Ray. Forced into the turnover though. Petaway can get forward here on this near side, look to drive in. Misses the shot, and he was challenging with his own teammate for the rebound, but was able to put it in at the second attempt, and Nanterre have their largest lead of the night. 12 points to the Europe Cup champions. Hruban trying to close the gap off the front rim, and it's going to be Nanterre ball. Well, Nymburk's unbeaten home record in this competition that stretches back to its inception at the start of last season is very much under threat. Shafarczyk. In Vanitsi, the handoff to Schuler. Shafarczyk again. Screen set on the perimeter. The roll inside, and the entry pass was high. The hesitation and the finish with the contact. Nanterre running the show right now. And with him at the heart of it, Johan Passave-Dukte, double figures in the third quarter alone. You can see what it means on the Nanterre bench. Could Pascal Donadieu engineer a first win in the regular season of this competition for Nanterre?
I hope the switches will be better. We show zone now, okay? We show zone, all right? And then after 2 passes, we go man to man, okay? On offense, we play fist. It's the play, okay?
Ici, attention, si le groupe est fil, tu peux aussi regarder Hugo. Hey!
No, I'm saying, if Jaron on wing, he drops it here.
Il y a la balle sur Hugo ici.
Well, everything's been falling for Nanterre here in the third. After a difficult second quarter, they are back in business. Passave-Dukte, the main reason for that was his presence inside. He's now got 14 points in the game, and all but one of them have come here in the third quarter. A chance to add one more to that impressive tally as well. 6 of 8 from the floor, and now 3 of 4 from the stripe. Nanterre lead by, is it 14 or 15? They're just checking the score, making sure that graphic is right on the bottom of your picture. We've got it at 15. Bounce pass in towards the edge of the paint. Pumperle nowhere to go, knocked away but a foul. So Nanterre in this third quarter so far have outscored CEZ Nymburk 17-4. And with 14 of those points, the number 42, Johan Passé-Ducté. Nymburk need each and every point they can get right now as Pumperle hits from the line. Shafarczyk finding Petaway. Shafarczyk again. Schuler. Shafarczyk looking for Invernizzi, goes across to the corner. Pass right on the money, shot off the mark though. Pumperle. Bender taking on the mid-range fall-away jumper. Shafarczyk. Invernizzi from a couple of feet back beyond the arc. Even when Nymburk find a score, Nanterre come back and hit them hard. Kendrick Ray to Pumperle. 14 points the difference. And a foul called on Invernizzi. In terms of foul trouble, nobody for Nymburk at the moment on more than 2. Nanterre do have 3 players on 3. Passé-Ducté, the leading scorer, one of them, as well as Aminu, who was the leading scorer early on, and Konate. But it's inside where Nanterre have really pounded their hosts and been able to open up this gap. Aminu in the first half, Passé-Ducté in the second. They've shot the ball relatively well from the outside as well. They are shooting close to 50% from the field. Nymburk less than 30%. Petaway, to the corner it goes. Final 3 minutes of the third. Shafarczyk clinging onto the ball, looking to attack Kendrick Ray, trying to feed it in towards the low post, able to grab the loose ball as well. Quicker to it, still a few seconds to work with. They need to take it on now though. Shafarczyk steps in, off balance on the run. And the rebound grabbed by Bohacic. 3-point shot will fall for Nymburk, maybe to try and spark them back into life. A ray of hope for the Czech champions. They close the gap to 10. They have been down by 15. Shafarczyk crossing over onto the right and drawing the contact from Ray. And that will be his third, the first Nymburk player to reach 3 fouls. Non-shooting foul, so Schuler to inbound, finding Nick Moore. Back to Jamal Schuler, out to Petaway. Final seconds of the shot clock, stepping to the side off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Ray. And he threw it away, overzealously, hung high and tipped in by Murphy. Nanterre up by 12. Kendrick Ray needs to be more composed this time, and he is as he exchanges passes with Pumperle. There's the crossover onto the right and the move through the defense to finish. That's what he can do. Invernizzi. Schuler. Nanterre by 10, final minute approaching here in the third quarter. Petaway, he looks to attack now, knocked away on the pirouette. Here come Nymburk down the floor. Getting towards the baseline is Bohacic, back out to the perimeter. Ray from the far side, he'll drive in again. Gets a bit of contact along the way, misses the shot, batted back by Bender, a fresh 14 to work with. It's out to Bender for three, no. Schuler the rebound. More clinging on to it right now. Working in the final 10 seconds of the shot clock. Gets it back from Murphy. It's down to 5 now, the shot clock. Murphy takes on the contested three with a hand in his face, gets it to 4. Nanterre back up by 13. And right at the end of the third quarter now, no differential. Ray. Bohacic. Fadeaway shot won't go. Murphy the rebound. 5 seconds still remaining for them to push the ball down the floor with more. Have they got one extra shot in them? No, they haven't. Not at the end of the third. But they do have a healthy-looking 13-point lead, Nanterre. They have made this arena very quiet indeed. Nymburk, who've never been beaten here in the Basketball Champions League, have it all to do in the fourth. At the end of 3, CEZ Nymburk 53, Nanterre 66.
La priorité, c'est la défense.
Priority is the defense. Defense.
Si on prend,
What a quarter for Nanterre. They won it 25-14 to give themselves a 13-point lead heading into the fourth. Despite the best efforts of Nymburk and Kendrick Ray to try and close the gap. Murphy with the tip on that alley-oop pass. But the man of the moment has been the number 42 for Nanterre, Johan Passev-Dukte, who had just 1 point in the whole of the first half. He's got 15 by the end of the third. Passev-Dukte 6 of 8 from the floor, bullying the defense inside, coming up with a steal as well and a fast break. Transition basket. Showing he's got quick hands, as well as that big, powerful frame. Here we go, start of the fourth quarter. Nanterre by 13, 66-53. More to Schuler. Petaway. Petaway looking to attack, can't hit off the glass. Nymburk can look to try and start their big task of eating into this sizable deficit. They can't hit with the first attempt of the fourth quarter though. Invernizzi the handoff to Petaway. Murphy, 5 big points for him in the third. Here he is again, he hit a 3 from that position contested and will hit one now with a bit more space as well. 2 big 3-pointers from Eric Murphy in the second half. Nanterre's lead up to 16, which makes it the largest of the game. And Pumperla will quickly take it back to 30. Nymburk, you felt, needed that instant response. Schuler. Petaway. Bounce pass in towards Murphy. Murphy forces it up and in. He wanted a foul as well, but he'll continue to score. Eric Murphy coming up big in the second half. Pumperla. Eugene Lawrence, the crossovers, the drive, and the fade away, but the miss. And Lawrence just 2 of 7 from the field now. Moore onto Invernizzi. Petaway. Petaway wants to attack. He'll take on the three-pointer. Misses, though. They were shooting 50% from beyond the arc before that miss. Nanterre. And that will be a foul at the other end on Petaway. It may well, in fact, be on Nick Moore, the number 11. Shooting foul again, so they inbound to Bender. Lawrence to Ruban. Offensive rebound, back out. Bender from the stripe, puts it in. Nanterre have a player down, Jamal Schuler, back to his feet quickly. The lead for the French Cup winners, 13 over the Czech champions. Nick Moore. Murphy rolling inside. Eventually Bender got to him. Murphy looking to attack, edge of the paint now, dribbled it off his foot. A chance for Nymburk to come down the floor with Ruban. Eugene Lawrence. Lawrence, little shake and bake dribble and a foul called. Invernizzi, who is trying to stick with him. That might just be number 4 on Invernizzi, I think, so he is going to go to the bench, one of Nanterre's key players with 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. He's actually their leading scorer now with 16 points. 4 of those coming from the foul line, but he's 4 of 5 from downtown. And as I've said on a couple of occasions, foul shots may well prove pivotal. And in this one, Nanterre have fit the majority of those. Nymburk have missed plenty, and there's another one. Not only does it go against you on the scoreboard in terms of missing that chance to tag one on, but it just slows momentum as well, and it drops the atmosphere. Lawrence trying to come up with a steal, and then in trying to provide that, tenacity is called for a foul. And we are going to have a timeout with 7 minutes remaining in this one. Nanterre leading by 12, 71 to 59 over CEZ Nymburk.
Joe ici, Nick ici, okay. Là-haut ici, et
Next time, okay? Cheat on the pick, okay? Cheat on the pick and play, okay? Let's go, come on. I'm good pick. Yes, we have 4 fouls to give, let's pick now.
Well, there is still plenty of time for CEZ Nymburk, no doubt about that. Only trailing by 12, still 7 minutes to overturn that deficit. Remember, they overturned a 10-point deficit in the space of just a few minutes earlier in the game. Murphy not happy he didn't have the chance to add the extra one that time. Nymburk have kept up with Nanterre so far here in the fourth. It's the third quarter that might come back to haunt them, losing that last period by 11. They've got to win this one by more than 11. More. Nanterre up by 12, looking to extend that here into the final 7 minutes. More with a bounce pass inside, passe Ducte. Can't score this time, little look around at the official. No time to make his case though. Nymburk down the other end of the floor, missing the outside shot. Nick Moore. On to Jamal Schuler. Here's Eric Murphy. Back out to Moore, who will take on the three as he stepped to the side. It was short. Passe Ducte. He was able to force it in with plenty of contact. The shot dropping way too short. And he did what he's been doing since the start of this half, passe Ducte. And he got the contact from that man as well. 7 of 10 from the field in this second half. Just 1 point in the first half. He's got 17 now since the break. He is once again the leading scorer in the game. Eugene Lawrence, passe Ducte almost swatting it away, but they get the score in the end. Moore. Screen set by the big man. Moore goes around it. There's a collision on the edge of the paint. Oh, the three-pointer will fall for Lau Konate. Nanterre shooting the lights out right now. The lead at 16. Pumperla trying to answer back as he did earlier in the half, but he can't that time. It's looking more and more like a Nanterre win, and what a very impressive one it would be to start the Basketball Champions League regular season for them. Still far from done just yet. Pumperla, passe Ducte forcing it away. Into the hands of Nick Moore. Moore takes on the long two, misses. Rebound grabbed by Quincy Diggs. Nymburk need points quickly. Step to the side, three-pointer goes for Eugene Lawrence. That is exactly what they needed. Only 2 of 8 from the field before that one. Midway point of the final quarter, 13 points the difference. Nanterre have been able to hold Nymburk at arm's length, and speaking of arm's length, a rejection from Hunter Mikkelsen. Stopping Eric Murphy, who's come up with big shots in the second half as well. Still Nanterre possession though. Shot clock down to 5. Passe Ducte trying to just bulldoze his way through the paint towards the basket and gets contact again. And they just can't find a way to deal with him down low. So he's at the line to try and take his tally up to the 20-point mark. And he misses from the stripe for just the second time in the game. He was 4 of 5 before that one. And he misses both. So the lead for Nanterre remains at 13. A bit of encouragement for Nymburk. Digs to Lawrence, who hit a 3 not too long ago. Here he goes again, attacking inside this time, trying to hang it towards Mikkelsen, who wasn't, it seems, quite ready for it, but it's still going to be Nymburk ball. Maybe the pass was a little too long from Eugene Lawrence. They've still got 9 seconds to work with here. Here is Lawrence again. The trap in the corner, out to Mikkelsen, and that time it's going to be Nanterre ball. Shefarczyk. Passev Ducte looking to post up again, comes out to the perimeter. There's a screen from the big man who moves inside. Back it comes his way now, exchanges passes with Konate. Beautiful team basketball from Nanterre with Passev Ducte right at the heart of it. Diggs slips to the deck and he's second to the loose ball as well as Konate pounces on it. Nymburk have been rocked by the Europe Cup winners on home floor on the opening game day of the Basketball Champions League regular season. It is still their possession here. They do still have time. Eugene Lawrence taking on the 3, can't hit this one. And it is still going to be Nymburk ball. Certainly not mission impossible right now, but it is mission improbable. Trailing by 15 with under 4 minutes to play. Ruban's 3. They just haven't shot the ball well. They're under 30% from the field. Nanterre have shot the ball very well. Shefarczyk, inside and out. And they turn it over that time. And they're shooting 45% inside and 50%, 10 of 20 from 3-point range. Ruban getting fouled by Konate. 3.5 minutes to play. Here's Ray from the outside. Won't go for him again. Resist the temptation of taking on another 3. Stepped inside for the mid-range 2. Missed that one as well. Ruban for 3. Third time lucky, no. Ray, 4th chance to put the ball in the basket. And he'll at least get a chance to go to the foul line. Kendrick Ray now 4 of 16 from the field on his Basketball Champions League debut. He has pulled down 8 rebounds, so he's only a couple of boards away from a double-double, but that wouldn't really tell the whole story. It is his first trip to the line, and he misses his first attempt. Shefarczyk. Nymburk in desperate need of defensive stops in the final 3 minutes. Shefarczyk again. Passev Ducte comes out, quickly rolls inside, calling for the ball. Shefarczyk will take on the 3, misses it. Murphy grabs a commanding offensive rebound. Eric Murphy on 9 points and 7 boards. has had a rather quiet but profound impact on the game. Shafarczyk to Schuler, and it goes to Passev Dukte, who hits the 20-point mark. They just haven't had the answers, Nymburk, for the big man inside. Barac for three, no. And the ball out of bounds, last touch off Ray. And it looks like Nymburk are now contemplating what seems to be the inevitable. A loss on home floor at the start of the new campaign. Shafarczyk. Murphy. The handoff to Schuler. Shafarczyk will take his time, working the final 5 seconds of the shot clock now. Held up on the perimeter, and a foul called, although it's an offensive foul. Boris Barac doing his job. That left arm thrown out by Heiko Shafarczyk. Nanterre's lead at 16 into the final 2 minutes. And another foul on Johan Passev Dukte this time. $14 points the difference. Final minute and a half coming up. Nanterre closing in on an opening day win. Jamal Schuler spotted a gap. Pirouette in the paint. Turns back, misses the shot. And Barac will come away with it. Kicks it to the corner. 3-pointers short. Picked up by Kendrick Ray. Barac hit his first 2 in the game, but he's struggled since then. And clatters into the man who has wrote the headlines here in this second half, Passev Dukte. And that time putting his body on the line for the cause. He's 8 of 11 from the field, 4 of 7 from the stripe. He's grabbed 4 rebounds as well. And with 20 points, he'll get the high fives all round as he goes to the bench with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining. That, in fact, was his 5th foul. But his work has already been done in this second half. 19 second half points for Passev Dukte. His 20 points coming all together in 16 minutes on court. $12 points the difference with 1 minute and change remaining. Schuler. Shafarczyk. Nanterre in no hurry. Murphy on the move. Shafarczyk steps back, takes on the long 2. Murphy's underneath to try and grab it. Just slipped out of his hands though. Ray back to Viorel. Barac. Perla calling for it. Vioral again, takes on the 3 and hits it. Just his second field goal of the game. Although having hit 7 of 7 from the free throw line, he's now into double figures. And there's no differential between shot and game clock, so Nanterre will just cling onto the ball with Shafarczyk. And what a road win this is going to be. Konate to the baseline. And that will do it. The Europe Cup champions prevail over the Czech champions. Nanterre, on their Basketball Champions League debut, put an end to the 100% home record of CEZ Nymburk in this competition. The Czechs 8-0 here last season have lost the opening game of the new campaign on their home floor. The final score, CEZ Nymburk 72, Nanterre 81. Some big performances for the French Cup winners, but none more so than the 20 points of Passav Dukte in just 16 minutes and 8 seconds on court, 8 of 11 from the field. They also had 16 from Ugo Invernizzi. And another couple of players in double figures, 11 each for Alad Aminu and for Lau Konate. Not quite at double figures, but having a huge impact, particularly on the second half when it really mattered as well, was Eric Murphy. 9 points and 7 rebounds for his team. As far as Nymburk are concerned, 4 in double figures as well for them. 13 for Eugene Lawrence, albeit just 3 of 10 from the field. 12 for Vioral, 7 of those coming from the foul line. They had 11 from Barach, although he was only 3 of 14 from the field, and 11 from Kendrick Ray, albeit only 4 of 16, but he did pull down 9 rebounds as well. The camera's on him though at the end. What a big night for Johan Passav Dukte. A 20-point game and a win for Nanterre in their first ever appearance in the Basketball Champions League proper. You can see what it means to him. They start the regular season 1-0, and they do it on the road at the Czech champions, CEZ Nymburk. The final score in this one, CEZ Nymburk 72, Nanterre 81. It's been a pleasure having your company here in the Basketball Champions League on game day 1. Plenty more games going on around Europe right now. But from me, Tim Long, it's goodbye until next time.
First game of the new season of Champions